This week's podcast is sponsored by the word retention, which is the use and continued possession of something. Basically, if you're a fan of the podcast and you've got to go somewhere, just leave it on because it helps with our retention. Once again, our sponsors for the podcast this week, the word retention. Hello, Flav.
All right, mate.
What's up?
Nothing. Just stuff to do.
Well, like the podcast that we literally got about to do
Oh,
now. Fucking phone down, man.
Shh. Less.
Less of that.
Less of that.
Lots to talk about on One for the Weekend. All of you who got in the comments last week, thank you very much. We've read through them. There's some corkers. Loving the community that we are creating.
That's it. The internet is full of vile and horrible human beings. And what the comments section of the One for the Weekend podcast...
On screen and off screen.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the comment section of the One for the Weekend podcast is a safe haven from the rest of the internet. This is a place where you can be yourself and you can do good to others and have good things happen to you as well.
Absolutely, and we'll be diving into that with lots of comments this week and a lot of your favourites as well. But let's get straight into the football, first of all. A lot of derby games this week. New bit. Derby games. Just to say, by the way, very excited about this weekend. Queen's Park Rangers can go into the playoffs this weekend. Adam, I don't know if you're aware of that. Could be, and this could be Adam's last podcast, by the way, in the ones and twos. So, Adam.
Yeah, it could be his last. Probably will be his last podcast as he moves on to pastures new, Snake, and it's good for him, isn't it?
He's in bits. He's crying.
Isn't it? It's good for him. But yeah, no, thank you for all your work, Ad. You've been a pleasure working with you over the last 3 years.
Love you both.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
And I hope Brentford get a win this weekend.
Well, this is it. He's leaving Ball Street, and it's kind of coinciding with Brentford's slow collapse, slow demise into obscurity.
It's incredible.
Back to where they belong.
Incredible to see how far they've dropped. And after the pelters that I've had to take, Queen's Park Rangers now, feel free to Google it, are above. Put this in the edit, Adam. We are above Brentford in the Championship. Maybe not for long, but it's happened. Okay. So humble pie. You can take that humble pie to your next job, Adam.
Yeah.
Right, but yeah, there's a lot of derby games.
Save yourself a lot of hassle and just don't. So when you go to your new job, don't say you're a Brentford fan. Just say I don't like football.
Yeah, that might be good for you.
Because Brentford are. It's supporting Brentford is the same as not liking football. So I mean, they have zero impact.
Go for it.
Brentford have zero impact on football. They have absolutely no impact on football. All they do is just take up a place. You could replace Brentford with #United, comparable sized clubs. #United, put them in there, no one would even bat an eyelid.
As I said, a lot of derby games this weekend. El Clasico, of course, the big one. We're going to be talking about that, and there could be a nominee for Room 69 in there. But lots of derby games this week. Brighton Wolves
is the... Don't know.
Yeah, the soft spot because they're generally inoffensive derby. We've got Fulham Bournemouth, of course, which is the I've got a season ticket, but I don't really go that often because I like to spend the weekends in the Cotswolds because I work in the city. Derby.
That's me. But what about the posh boys?
A little bit. We've got Liverpool versus Cardiff, of course, the Craig Bellamy derby version 1, because I think there could be a few down the road if we keep doing this.
Yeah.
Because he's played for a few clubs. Southampton, Newcastle this weekend on Saturday, the geographical extremity derby. Got the team at the bottom of the country. Newcastle at the top there, meeting this week and in the geographical extremity derby.
This is good.
Watford versus Huddersfield. Want to guess this one?
No, I don't know.
It's the John Derby. You got Elton and McAlpine, so they'll be battling it out for bragging rights.
Right.
And Leicester, West Ham. They've got a squad that could push for Europe. But if we're being honest, 8th is a good season derby.
Very good.
Sorry, last one.
Oh, right, there's
important. You'll like this one. You're going to guess at this one. On Monday, Spurs versus Man City, which we're about to preview in this podcast, which of course
is the...
Do you want a clue?
Yes.
fullback.
Don't know.
You're screaming it, aren't you? You're screaming it.
I don't
Everyone's
know.
thinking it. Everyone's thinking it. Fullback. Play for Man City. Play for Spurs.
Come on, Flav.
Do you know?
Carl Walker.
Wrong. It's the Ben Thatcher derby this weekend.
Oh, so I spoiled the joke by not getting the most obvious answer.
I was set up there for someone to get it wrong, and then I hit you with a punchline. That's what Allcut does. Let's talk about Spurs Man City.
Yep.
Tottenham have lost only 2 of their last 21 Premier League matches at Wembley.
There you go. Pretty good.
Reason to be optimistic?
Yeah. But you're suggesting that your tone is that we're going to get thumped.
No, I'm saying you've got an incredible record at Wembley.
Yeah.
Only 2 defeats. Can you remember who those 2 defeats are to? One was in
Manchester United.
Manchester United, was
In
it?
the semi-final of the FA Cup.
And the other one?
In April.
It was in April. It's Man
But-
City.
Oh.
They're playing this weekend, so that kind of negates it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to do them. I think we're going to do them handsomely.
yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, they're not going to go through the season unbeaten. It's really hard to do that. So that's why
You've said that on 3 or 4 videos that you think Man City will go season.
I mean, they'll go on the season unbeaten. but
True, innit?
I think Spurs will get a result. They'll get a draw. Have I said that? I don't know what I've said. The thing is, when there are people watching and they watch these YouTube channels and they watch sport, you think that there's like some sort of encyclopedic knowledge of football. I
Speak
know
yourself.
probably less than most of you lot know about football
Certainly less.
in the pod,
Certainly less.
in the comments.
Yeah.
So if I say something and then contradict myself 4 weeks later, I don't want to know about it. I don't care.
I don't know, mate, because I like to stick with it.
I'm fine with you.
Generally.
I'm fine with you saying, because you're talking about the quality of my work and you're trying to help me be the best that I can be.
Always.
But I don't care.
Right.
Okay? And anyone in the comments, if you think I've said something and contradicted myself,
Get
I
over
don't
it.
I don't
Get
care.
over
Yeah,
it.
get over it. It's
Yeah.
your problem, not mine.
Okay.
So we're going to smash them. I think I was so impressed with this PSV performance, despite getting a draw at the weekend. I think Spurs are going to win the league.
Okay, he's gone there. Eric Lamela has been directly involved in 4 goals in 5 Premier League matches this season, with 3 goals and 1 assist. It's the same total he registered in 25 fixtures last term. Talk to me about Eric Lamela. Is he good?
He's very good.
We have that on Great Touch for Big Lad. We do that a lot. It was like, is he good?
Is he
There's
good?
a lot of players like Theo Walker. Is he good?
Is he?
I think he's good. Because he's like quick and that. You've seen a couple of good finishes.
But is he good?
Let us know in the comments below. Is he good?
Look,
Maybe we can talk that.
Eric Miller is very, very good. Very
he?
important
Is he
player
good?
for Tottenham. Yeah, he is good. The better stat is he scored 7 goals, 3 assists in the last 9 games. It depends what you want. If people think of Eric Lamela, they think South American, attacking, skillful player, but that isn't his main attribute. His main attribute is his ability to be a prick.
Sorry.
Hey? Isn't his face, is it?
Good looking, though, isn't he?
Is he?
Is he not?
I'm not sure if he's a bit androgynous for me. I like my men burly
like
and hairy and big,
Suit yourself.
whereas he's a little bit too feminine for my liking.
Each their own. Carry on.
His impact on the game is about his tenacity. It's about his ability to get in the heads of the other players. He's constantly niggling, constantly pinching. He's the nasty element you need to have a fair.
Are you just making that a bigger thing because you love it?
Maybe, but I do love it, and I do see its importance in the game. Spurs for a long time have been such a soft, pansy football club. It's nice to have players in there that everyone else hates, and Arsenal fans loathe him. But his impact on the game, though, he enables Spurs to defend from the front. He's the first point of our defence in an offensive position. So constantly harrying, constantly working. He's turned his football career around from being this kind of fancy Dan bit of a to, can I say that, guy?
Don't know. Can we say that?
Let us know in the comments if I can say it or not. if you say no, I'll never say it again.
Learning. Evolving.
The
You know that's where your head goes.
Yeah.
I think I shouldn't have said that.
I think I shouldn't.
Beep it. We can beep it. And they'll never know what it is. Guess what it is in the comments below. Of that pansy period.
Just quick, yeah. He got injured, badly injured. He had chronic hip injuries. His brother got he was paralysed essentially. His brother got injured in a swimming pool accident. and he had about a year out of football from Spurs, and no one knew where he was. There's conspiracy theories about him having a cocaine habit,
Right.
about him.
That's what people go to, don't they?
Yeah, if
Get
someone's
straight to that.
not around. But the
Yeah,
fact
it's
is, he had horrendous personal issues,
Right.
and he had a chronic injury that he couldn't get rid of. He's come back and he talked openly about how his opinion of football changed, and you realise it's just a game. It's not important. It's enabled me to earn a living, and I can play with freedom now. I'm not worried about a bad performance because it's not important in the grand scheme of things. And since that, he's come in and he really does feel like a transformed footballer.
I just want to go back a little bit,
Yeah,
just because I thought it was a good question. Of the Pansy period, which player was the epitome of the Pansy period?
The biggest pansy at Spurs.
Great alliteration from Alcott there. Smash that like button.
It wasn't so much that the players, it was the philosophy, I think, around the club. Pochettino's brought in...
Oh, come on, there's got to be one guy.
I mean, there's loads.
Give me one then. Who you're just like, he was just infuriatingly...
Weak, yeah, like Simon Davies. Like,
Yeah.
I liked him, but it just... soft,
go
wasn't
away.
it? Yeah, go away. Stefan Everson.
Yeah.
Bunchevchevich, like a school teacher.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, he was the worst footballer I've ever seen. Gregor Raziak. And then what actually happened is, to get out of that period at Spurs, we started buying steely centre midfielders that kind of allowed us to make steps in the right direction. So William Palacios, Sakura,
Stefan Freund.
Stefan Freund was
He
was another pansy as well, actually.
Oh, really?
I loved him, but a bit of a pansy.
Okay.
Got
Going
chased
into
around
this
the pitch by
game,
Roy Keane.
and it's really hard to talk about Man City. Because they're just like, they're wicked, aren't they? They're like well good, and like, oh, they were missing a player in De Bruyne, but everyone else seemed to fill in, and now he's back. So, do you...
What can we say about him? I think we should just get him again.
Get at him again?
Yeah, let's complain about how much money you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what, I was listening to a podcast, it was about Pep Guardiola talking about some songs that he supposedly picked, which I don't think he did.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, I do like Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, I don't.
He's so Latin, and he talks. He's so quiet, but you just he's so sensual.
Well, he's also quite principled.
Yes, very principled.
He's principled. He's got his ideologies, and he wears the yellow sash type thing. That's really good. But if you look at how Manchester City is funded, and the horrific crimes alleged at their owners, just how principled is he?
Oh, well, that's all debatable, isn't it?
Is it?
You haven't got any cold, hard facts to back that up.
Haven't I?
No.
Probably not. Who cares? But the fact is, life makes hypocrites of us all, doesn't
That's
it?
true. That's very
And
true.
no
And if
doubt
the
he's the
fish
best manager.
stinks
from the head.
Stinks from the head.
No doubt he's a great manager. Pochettino has had him on the ropes a couple of times as Espanyol manager.
Oh,
Got
right.
a draw at
I didn't know.
Barcelona once.
Do you know what's good for you as well, I think, is playing on Monday, because, and you played Tuesday as well, you've got that, for you guys at this part of the season, that's actually quite a long period of time for you guys to kind of get ready for it.
Yeah.
And it being a home game as well will help as well. So you can kind of maybe have a lot of players, because that's been a big problem, I think, with Spurs, is that got a lot of players that have played so much football.
Yeah, I
World
read
Cup
a
as
fact,
well.
I don't know if it's 100% true, that Harry Kane has played a game every 5 days in the last year.
This year?
Calendar year.
Wow.
Apparently. If you look at all the games he's played in, it averages out a game every 5 days.
But like, you go through that team, all were at the World Cup. Son as well was like off, and he's not been the same since he's come back.
No.
So even, I don't know if those couple of days will make a difference or not, but you'd hope it would help out.
What do you think? What do you think I'm always going to be biased towards Tottenham, but what do you think is going to happen on Monday?
I think what's great about football is that home games can give you that chance if you get that early goal and you get the crowd going. And I guess I obviously haven't been at a Spurs game at Wembley. Like when say that Real Madrid game at home, was the crowd amazing or not?
I mean,
do you have that ability to do that? Like Loftus Road, like it's tight.
Yeah.
So if you do get going, it does get rocking.
It's very much dependent on how the team's playing. If they're going for it, then it can be good.
You need that, don't you? You need that lift, I think.
Well, Real Madrid, just from the off, it looked like we was on top, and immediately it was easy to get behind straight away. It was just harrying them down, just breaking them up. We couldn't get anything going. It felt really good. We were creating chances for ourselves, and we scored relatively early. If you have all of those things, the atmosphere can be good at Wembley.
Yeah.
But
I think the thing with Man City for me is that they've got such humble quality. Like they've got the mix of the both. They've got players who have unbelievable quality but work really, really hard and to a very clear system that Pep Guardiola wants. So you look at, say, PSG, who are sort of struggling in the Champions League, they've got all these incredible players. They've got the quality, but they don't have the humility, I think, to kind of work both ways when you haven't got the ball.
Yeah, I think that's the idea that he's created and the philosophy that he's created there.
And he's got the respect of them, and he just totally demands
I do
it,
wish
so
sometimes Pochettino is a bit more pragmatic with the way he approaches these games against really skillful teams. Like he doesn't change his system massively. He believes in what he's doing. He feels like he's got the players to attack Man City or Barcelona as he did.
Is that what you would want them to do?
I kind of would like. I'd be interested to see if we actually sat back and gave up a bit of position and then tried to counter. And that seems like a very crude and simple way to play football, but I don't think we can match them in terms of quality, but we do have the players to hurt them if we get the opportunities. So I think maybe if we bide our time, sit back, allow them to have possession. If we manage to snatch the ball off them, then go. But just like that.
Okay. Let us know your thoughts on Spurs Man City. Have Spurs got a chance? Are Man City going to run away with it? Let us know in the comments below. But this may be a YouTube video. It's also an audio podcast that you can go and enjoy wherever you are throughout the world.
Yeah.
And there have been some reasons to listen to the podcast. Some of you guys have been rating the podcast, which is helpful for the podcast, Flav.
Yeah,
right?
it gives us more opportunity to go up the charts. But I don't know what impact that has really. It's just nice for us.
More importantly, it's nice I like to read them.
What, the reviews?
Yeah. So one said, no one cares about Brentford. Quite interesting. But other ones, we've got Spurs Ibiza, best that no one's heard of. Oh, there he's gone. No one cares about Brentford in it. Superb. Fantastic podcast every week. These are genuine football discussions between fans, not boring journalists. Keep up the good work.
Yep.
And best podcast about from Ola Ain. Lads talking, lads banter. Best feature, Birds and That. Which
he won't do anymore.
we do have Birds and Flames later on. Chief of Police. For those of you who are new to the podcast, we have essentially a chat room.
What's the comments?
Underneath
Yeah, people are talking to each other.
You can see it now if you look down. And everyone gets involved. And what I've really started to enjoy is that people just telling us what's happening in their lives.
Yeah, they're checking in, but then giving us a bit more information, which I never used to like, but now...
Well, that's it. Someone did say that. You go, hang on. Well, like, what's going on here? Like, there we go. Actually, I've got it here. Callum Nicol, come on, lads. Last season, Flav was giving folk grief for saying just checking in, followed by another story of how they're doing. He gave them grief and said that's not just checking in, as they are following up with other bollocks.
That is true. When I said that was a good point. Yeah.
But we've morphed it a bit now.
Well,
I want to turn it into a chat room.
I mean, how long can we keep people going checking in, Callum? Right, it doesn't make us give us an option to make any content out of it, does it?
Yeah.
So I made that. That was a joke back then. Now I'm saying it's okay to follow up with some information.
Yeah. Is this a good video or podcast? So I go, Callum Nicol says just checking in.
Well, should we just do that for the whole fucking hour? Should we,
mate.
Callum? Just checking in. We're interested in that. If that's all you got to say, just check us in. Let us know you're all right. That's fine. If you want to add other information, then that's fine as well, Callum. Is that all right? Is that okay with you? And I might, in a month, say, I don't want that again. And that's fine as well, because this is my podcast and not yours, and you're just a YouTube viewer. If you don't like it, I'll ban you from the channel.
Yeah, I mean, a wealth of problems in the comments. And so
Am I right, Ad?
Yeah. Fucking Ad's pumped. So last week, so those of you who are new, get involved in the comments and let us know how you are. But we hired a chief of police.
Yeah, can I just make an apology?
Yeah.
Sorry, Callum. It's too much. Too much.
Chief of police was anointed.
He was.
Road Gunner 69. And what we wanted him to kind of get in there and just stay on top of stuff, which he had done initially. And
what kind of
negative stuff?
So someone.
Any kind of negative stuff essentially.
So someone being horrible to another person in the comments, or being horrible about us.
Well, actually, there's one here as well, which was he was just checking in. It was Eamon's footy blog. He's gone, just checking in, guys. I might now be with my ex's friend. Whoops. Just something got me there.
Yeah.
That for me, if I'd seen Road Gunner, smash in there, put the cuffs on him and go, less of that, I would have been quite happy with that.
So hang on, why is that a problem?
It's
Do you think it's a bit dicky?
yeah.
Right.
Wee bit dicky. I'm sure he's.
But that's subjective, isn't it?
It is subjective, but that's, this is a role that we want you to pick up and run with.
All right, but he has done good stuff this week, hasn't he?
He's had moments.
Give me some
James
examples.
Pout then said, "Good evening, DCI Road Gunner 69. Been busy?" Road Gunner said this. Adam, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. "Yes, mate. It's a full-time job keeping you reprobates in check."
Hold on a minute. What?
And James Pout just being polite and just closing off the conversation. He's gone, "Yeah, top lad."
So hang on, Road Gunners. He's called the rest of the community. He's there to keep the peace, and he's called the rest of the community reprobates. This is what happens when you give people power. They go fucking mental.
And essentially he's going...
They go mental, don't they?
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Have you seen that thing, the experiment they did in Stanford University, where they give seven people the roles of prison guards and the other 7 the roles of prisoners, and the prison guards go mental with power. This is what's happened.
This is what's happening.
You give them a smidge.
And
Do you know what? Power corrupts absolutely.
Oh, yeah, he's treading on, delicate waters here. That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
But it's a full-time job keeping you reprobates in check. It's a slog.
Yeah.
It should be an honour, mate.
Should be proud.
And then
be proud.
I look down the comments. I go down in our new chat room we've got here, and someone says this. You're gonna have to beat this ad.
Yeah.
The fat is singing lol at me.
That is good.
Well, no. Road Gunner, if this is a full-time job, fucking steam in on that shit. I am not a fat beep it again. And also, right, so, Road Gunner, I'm not happy. All right, I'll leave it there. I'm not happy. But what I will say...
instances where he's done anything good yet?
There was one less of that he
All
did.
right. Sorry, go on. What
fair
were you
enough. But just not the quantity that I'm after as head of comments, as chief of police.
Go.
You think he's got to go, Ad? Wow. Well, because, look, I then went further down the comments and I saw this from Sam O'Donnell. Hashtag, fuck off, Flav, you beat that as well.
What?
But do you know who stepped in? Do you know who stepped in?
Road Gunner 69?
Nope.
What the fuck?
Fuzzy Dunlop. On it. Less
That
of that.
guy.
Less of that.
Less of that. Absolutely.
And so...
What? Who said that first thing?
I'll put a poll card up. Let's put a poll card up for this one, Ad. Remember to do it, please.
What?
A poll card. Fuzzy Dunlop. Actually, first of all, Road Gunner. In or out. And then we'll go from there. But, there could be a job on the cards here.
For Fuzzy Dunlop.
It's a shame.
Why did that guy say that about me? What have I done?
I don't
What's
know.
he doing here? He knows who I am. He knows my name enough. And he cares enough to put a hashtag Flav's a
don't
cunt.
get sensitive now. It's a bit
I'm
late for
not.
that shit.
But what's he doing with his life?
Okay. Fine.
Well, you're just freaked out by being called a fat lesbian. And I get called the C-bomb and I'm not allowed to make a comment.
Let's talk about football then.
No.
Okay, room 69 time. Now, first of all, a bit of an update from last week. I wanted to put Sergio Ramos in room 69. Overall, people were saying get him in there, but there was more of a split than I expected.
What do they call them? Snowflakes. They're the ones that want him.
Yeah, you got called a snowflake in the comments as well.
Did I?
But Reece Chater said Liverpool Twitter in room 69 over Ramos. Would you agree with that?
Oh!
What do you think of the, Liverpool Twitter, Spurs Twitter, those different things?
What do I think about it? Well, I guess, in a way, I'm part of it. So, can't really say much about it.
Because they'll get you.
They'll definitely get
Brentford Twitter can get... You were talking about it the other day, weren't you? You were talking about Brentford Twitter.
Yeah, they got pretty angry after their 4-3 defeat at Deepdale against Preston.
They had a meltdown.
7 accounts.
11-1 in 7. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine doing that?
And
Horrible.
coincidentally, there's only 7 Brentford Twitter accounts.
Yeah, how ironic. Charles said, can we better define the rules of Room 69? It was originally for people who aren't adding anything to the game anymore.
True.
I.e., your time is up, move on sort of thing.
That's
but
good.
this Ramos thing is just because James is a bit put off by him.
Yeah, he's right.
Hashtag no
Yeah,
Ramos.
he's absolutely right. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He's not going in. He isn't redundant. Ronaldo is. It's like, you've done your...
So what, I have no...
Well, just pick one that's within the rules of Room 69.
So is that the rule then?
Yeah,
It's
it was
like
always
enough
the
now.
rule.
It's
It was always the rule.
That's not hatred.
Well, no, not really, no.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I've got another hatred one. quickly, I'll just say it,
quickly.
just wound me up all week. So I was listening to lovely Pep Guardiola, and he's like, "Oh, Frank Sinatra, I love his songs. All this stuff is lovely." And then he's talking about football. He's talking about how this beautiful game and all this stuff. And then he said this. He said, "I love this game." And do you know what popped into my head? Patrice fucking Evra. Patrice Evra has ruined the phrase "love this game."
Oh, I love this game.
And he said it about 3 or 4 times, and it put me off my stroke. I didn't like it.
Put it off your stroke.
That's the
What was you doing?
Just being my rhythm of the podcast. So Patrice Evra, you've ruined
you know what,
the ability to say that you love the game.
That's fine. That's fine. He can go in because what value is he adding anymore? He's a horrendous pundit. all he does is pissing about on Instagram. Fine, get in there.
Okay,
Patrice Evra.
Have you got one?
I'm going to put the El Clasico in there.
Wow. I thought you were going to go Lopetegui. You're going El Clasico itself.
It's a bit early for Lopetegui.
Mate, he's a dead man walking.
Yeah, he is.
According to sources.
100% he is, but it's his second club. He's managed Porto, and that's it. It's a bit hard to...
Interesting.
He
we're
probably will go on
there,
to do great things. It's just
Willie.
Real Madrid is a very complex football club, and not everyone will succeed there. We've seen great managers not do very ordinary things at Real Madrid.
But you want El Clasico in then?
I'm just sick of it. I'm
excited for this one.
Are you? I mean, I'm. What are you excited? How many times players will roll around pretending to be injured?
That is
how much. Even the fact that people like Pepe is gone now. Thank the Lord. And hopefully we'll never see him again. Like he can go and move to 69.
Yeah.
It's still full of bullshit. It's billed as like the biggest game in football, but it's two of the worst clubs in football playing.
Who's awful for it? The shithousery. What? And it's just not even good shithousery. It's just the feigning of everything.
Yeah.
Puyol. He wound me up because he's got I've got
Ahmad.
I'm like centre back who wins his headers. And then he's just a bitch.
Is he?
Isn't he?
Is he?
He was back in the day. Ramos continued that on. To the game itself.
This is the first El Clasico in 10 years not to feature Messi or Ronaldo.
I know. And how do you feel about that? I think that's good.
I feel nothing about it. Yeah.
Because I kind of that way of it just being about those two guys. What's quite interesting about this period of time in football now is that, I mean, they're nowhere near the end yet. They're going to be great for a while yet.
I think Ronaldo is coming close.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think this stuff that's going on in the courts and stuff is going to end him.
Going to get to him, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Messi, you're right. He's like when he played against Spurs.
Yeah. Wow.
I didn't want him to play. Like my mates going to watch Spurs at that game were going like, "Oh, I've got to see Messi," and I'm like, "Why? If he plays, he's got less chance of winning." But they were like, "No, I just want to see him play." And then when we watched him, it was like,
was mesmerising,
it's so much better than you think.
Yeah.
He's better than you think. It's mad. And I know how good he is.
Yeah.
But when he's playing against your team and you can see how much damage he's doing, every time he gets the ball, it's like, what can you do against him? How do you defeat him? You just hope that he doesn't have he's not on the top of form.
Well, yeah, obviously, so he's missing this one because he's broken his arm, and you'll be praying that he can't play.
I don't think he will play because they're already through.
Yeah.
I can't see a world where he's played.
So it looks like the game in midweek beat Inter Milan. Rafinha played a big part in that, so it looks like he'll be the kind of guy who comes in to kind of sort that out. For Real Madrid, haven't won in 5 games in the league. Won in midweek against Pilsen. Is that how you say it? But they're going through a really tough time, and it reminds me of those. It reminds me of before Zidane, really, where it was like year after year after year, the manager will be gone pretty soon. Do you think?
Well, what's
Lopetegui, right? He's had the worst 4 months.
Yeah,
it's amazing how life can turn.
He deserves it.
He deserves it.
It's his fault. Yeah, what him and Real Madrid did was nothing short of scandalous to Spain before the World Cup. Real Madrid shouldn't be talking to the national team coach on the eve of the World Cup.
Yeah.
But their responsibility is to their club. And if Real Madrid went through the entire World Cup without sorting their coaching situation out, people look at it and think the club's being run by clowns. So they couldn't do that either. That's why they went for Lopetegui very quickly. before, and almost, who knows what Spain could have done with him at the helm. The issue, what Lopetegui was charged with was making Real Madrid less reliant on individual stars. Zidane was incredible because he had the stars and he could manage each one of them. He wasn't tactically the most adept, but he could manage the egos and get them playing for him. Lopetegui came in and his role was, let's develop a system that works for Real Madrid, that has more longevity, that doesn't cost as much as what our previous system was. And it isn't working. It's not working because, I don't know, he's leaving Modric and Kroos on the bench at times. He's playing a different system that's no one's used to, and the supporters are not used to. They're used to seeing everything they want, and the world stars playing at their club and them being lit up each game. And it's going to take time for any system. Like Pochettino would be a great manager for Real Madrid if they really want to get behind this new system of building.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the other thing they're doing, Barcelona doing the same thing. Barcelona buying players like Artur for a lot of money from Brazil, and
he is incredible.
He's class, yeah. And Real Madrid is Vinicius Junior's one. There's another one as well. They spent a hell of a lot of money on young guys that they're hoping is going to be that next generation. So this is just a period where both these teams are going to kind of, the next 5 or so years, they've run out of time with the squads that they've got, and they're going to have to slowly move it. So it is going to be difficult for a while. That said, like the games that they've been losing, it's not good enough, and inevitably, from everything I've seen, he's like and heard, he is gone regardless. It's just the problem that Real Madrid have got is that the people that are linked with the job, so Solari, Guti's linked with it, which I find hilarious. Someone like Guti was just like, he was so like. He was so lazy, wasn't he? But he just had incredible vision.
Yeah.
Like him becoming a manager for them. But I think he's assistant manager at Besiktas at the moment. But then there's a couple of other names. Wenger's been one, but I think that's more the press trying to kind of make that story. But Antonio Conte is another one who would be...
Still has contract issues at Chelsea. I don't think he's able to even do it.
I think he's quite an obvious choice for them to try and get in as well. And Chelsea fans should try and make that happen, because if that happens, Hazard's not going to want to go to Real Madrid.
Right.
And so that might make life a lot better for them.
I can't see anything other than the Barcelona win. And what's going to be fascinating, we talked about this, we've got a video coming out on Saturday previewing this game in detail. But what's going to be interesting is the battle in midfield between Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, and Artur. Let's see who's going to Busquets, and let's see who's going to have control of that midfield. That is probably, in my opinion, at the moment, the best 4 midfielders in the world playing against each other.
That's the thing I am excited about with the Clasico, is that it's like there could be a moment here where like someone arrives, like these new guys arrive, and I love those stories when they go, and it was this game when, and it often it can be the El Clasico where that happens. So it'll be fascinating. It's on games on Sunday, 3:15. Strange. Right, it's that time. Not twinkles. Football trivia, and of course. Last week, and a lot of you got it, so I'm not going to read out your names, sorry. But last week we asked, I have played with or managed all of the following: Nathan Dyer, John Walters, Gus Poyet, Eden Hazard, and Seamus Coleman. The answer, of course, was Roberto Martinez. Or Martinez, however you want to say. This week on Football Trivia, otherwise known as... I was born in June 1978, and during my career as a midfielder, I scored goals for 3 Premier League clubs. I played for my country at 3 World Cups, and I won the Premier League 3 times during my career, as well as 4 FA Cups. Answers in the comments.
Good.
Very briefly, it's disappointing headlines time.
Oh, yeah?
And I'll tell you what, these are great. I'm starting to get tweets, okay? People sending me in, that's brilliant. But they're not football headlines. They're not football headlines. Football show, football podcast. Pretty simple, isn't it? Put those 2 together, bosh. So tweet me if you've got those ones, because it's difficult to find them all. And I appreciate that. Football.
Well, give us one.
Anyway, we've got one from Noisy this week, and the tweet that got sent to me was like, this headline gets more disappointing with every word. And I tell you what, the first paragraph after that, it's your worst nightmare, Flav.
Is it?
Right, here we go. So this is the headline from Noisy or Vice, whatever. The hippie capitalist CEO who wants to win a Nobel Prize with sober raves.
Ugh.
Doesn't it?
Ugh.
Just hits you.
Just get the fuck away from me.
Radar Agrawal's Daybreaker Empire is trying to change the world, one early morning dance party at a time.
All right.
Ad, you love a rave. I've seen your Instagram. Thoughts on this?
Get fucked.
Those two words are so poignant in this.
Yeah.
She can get fucked and let's all get fucked.
And I tell you what, yeah, it just gets without feeling like, it feels like your stomach's like kind of
it's
cramping up.
This is so cringeworthy.
It gets worse and worse. Right, it's just after 7 on a Wednesday morning and I'm still waking up. So I've installed myself in a, oh, hang on, it's before that. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay, she's about 10 metres away from me in the centre of the wellness suite in the swanky New York department store, Saks Fifth Avenue. She's wearing a white top, spangly yoga pants, and a black and yellow platform heels, topped off with an enormous feathered headdress.
Stop.
Grinning from ear to ear, she's bouncing up and down on the stage in front of a 300-strong crowd, waving outstretched arms to a thumping electronic beat.
These are all these people that are high on life, aren't they? It's not possible for everybody to be high on life.
It's just after 7 on a Wednesday morning. I'm still waking up, so I've installed myself in a secluded corner with a complimentary bottle of organic kombucha. There's a lull in the music, and an MC begins to speak, leading the crowd in a moment of self-reflection. Today we choose to be happy.
Oh,
Ian
come
Tones, as the music builds up to a drop, and again with emphasis. Today we choose to be happy.
That's the end, right? Don't read anymore. That's such bollocks. And that
One last sentence. It's a sober rave that began at 6 a.m. with a silent disco yoga class.
So, do you know, this is why the West is hated, because we have the fucking audacity to do this bollocks, right? Not only that, we so don't have to fear for our own survival and our own health that we have time to do this shit. Do you know what I mean? That's so privileged. It's unreal. And even in our community, there's people who couldn't even dream of doing something so wanky as that because they're not sure whether they have enough fucking food to eat. There's food banks being used more often than they ever have been. And this person gets to move on. Sickening.
Concentrate on things that people care about. Footballers' wangs can happen to you. Look at me. It's happened.
Sorry.
Occasionally they happen, but you know you gotta be strong.
Well, so are we changed from footballers' dreams to footballers' wangs?
Well, yeah, people didn't really like footballers' dreams.
No, that was rubbish.
And someone in the comments who was delighted that we listened to him. We do. We read all the comments.
Yeah.
Footballers' wangs as it's a grower.
Yeah.
Shall we say? So yeah, Willies we've discussed thus far. Terry Venables, huge.
Big
Clive Allen, huge.
Big.
And this is hilarious. Some of the comments are just class this week.
Yeah.
Hashtag footballers wangs is from Brownless. I think we've all seen Paul Scholes.
Yeah, tiny little what's it?
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, I want to empower men with this. I don't want it to be too much about that because
Sorry. Yeah,
you know,
you're right.
some people worry about this kind of stuff.
Do you?
What?
Do you worry about it?
Let's concentrate.
You've got. Are we allowed to? Nah. You know, can we talk about your genitals?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Nah, let's leave it.
All right.
Leave it for now. Keep them hanging on. This is El Carter. These are brilliant. Haven't seen the Wang personally, but I went to a football college about 4 or 5 years ago. Knew a lad there that was friends with Barkley in school. Apparently he's an absolute pipe. I trust the lad. I believe him. Why would he make that up? That would be weird. Scream it at the rooftops. Barkley has a schlong.
Good stuff.
Footballers Wangs. This is Jordan LCFC. I was at the Masters Snooker final either 2013-14 and a few Villa players were there. Delph, Ron Vlaar and another,
Ron Vlaar.
can't remember who it was. Popped to the toilet at the mid-session interval and Ron Vlaar rocked up at the urinal next to me. Safe to say he's packing from what I caught of his piece.
Safe to say, I'll carry on. James has absolutely lost it. Safe to say, he's packing from what I caught of his piece. I was so worried he caught me looking. I had to walk out without washing my hands. Ha ha.
Sorry.
That's all right. Tyler Westerveld. Hashtag footballers wangs. Roy Keane's autobiography is a goldmine. Apparently Nicky Butt has the biggest cock he's ever seen. And Gary Neville was always uncomfortable in the showers and he's hung like a hamster.
Less of that.
Yeah, less of that. You all right to carry on?
Yeah, I tried this out.
What I caught of his piece.
It's just so ridiculous. Sorry, you guys probably don't know this. I cry when I laugh, but it's good. Right, next one from Neil Jones. My brother has been talking about seeing Carlton Palmer's dick in the toilet.
My brother has been talking about seeing Carlton Palmer's dick in the toilets at Alton Towers for years. Why at Alton Towers? Every time Carlton Palmer comes up, it's not very often to be honest, he has to remind me that he's seen his penis. Hashtag footballers wangs.
But how big is it? We just don't know.
No, you don't know.
Right. Okay.
One more.
I'm alright now. Birds and Flames. It's my favourite graphic, by the way, just to say. Some of you probably don't have a favourite graphic. I do. Birds and Flames. So again, another thing I love about the comments, which has kind of been the theme of this entire podcast today. First of all, I got it wrong. Are you on me, Irad?
Yeah.
Sorry, Tyler Norton, you were in the comments last week and we assassinated your character, essentially. And anyway, you did. Basically, the deal was he was getting with a girl.
She was in an open relationship.
She was in an open relationship. Essentially, the story's died down a bit. But brief update, since you have lost week's recap as well. Fella's back in town. It's not really happening. Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of petered out. But I apologise. But there were some. I just love how people are starting to just be quite. It's turning into a chat room, very open. And there's one that's very sweet. But first of all, I just want to say, Gan Raj, Neck Cowies, just checking in. Lost my virginity last night.
I know, lads. Get in. Big moment.
But huge moment. There is a moment, isn't there, where you're just like,
Oh, it's happening.
He's in.
He's in. He's in.
Brackets finally, lol.
It's in. Oh my God, it's in.
In your head, isn't it? You do whistle, like in a monologue. You're like, oh my God, it's in. After I pulled a lass in a club, I feel like I did a decent job when I compare it to other people's stories of theirs. And yeah. So well done, mate. It's a big moment. And the fact that you haven't got a horror story for the first time is something that
really
I'm
positive.
very envious of.
Yeah, mine was pretty bad.
Right, now onto the real stuff. This is a really difficult one. Adam, I want you to be involved in this, so listen, because this is your last Birds and That Flames thing. Brooke Williams. Need a bit of help. So I was going out with a girl I've been best friends with for a year. And we got together after me trying for a while, but after a couple of weeks in, she ended it because apparently her dance and school was more important at the moment. But, she says she doesn't want a boyfriend, but we are now closer than we was when we was together. And a couple of days back, I was walking home with her and things got a bit heated. And one thing led to another. And we started necking on. We are only meant to be mates at the moment. What do I do? Because she says she doesn't want a boyfriend, but she flirts with me all the time. And I'm not sure. Please help. Now, one bloke came in and just went...
Is Brooke, I know it's not important, but Brooke's a girl's name, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that. But he said, the boy says, doesn't want a boyfriend.
Yeah, get a bloke's name.
So yeah, for a couple of people, like, oh, man up. which I didn't like. Less of that.
Yeah, no, that's not that. Man up is a very pejorative and damaging term. Don't use it.
Okay. But then what I loved, George Smith and Ethan Hopfer stepped in with like real, genuine, heartfelt advice. However, they were both very different.
Yeah.
So George Smith said, I know it's tough at the minute, but stay in the game, pal. If you're best mates, then there's always a chance for something in the future. But if you let the friendship fall apart, now you'll kick yourself down the line. Okay, that's one side of it.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, Ethan Hopfer, mate, we've all been there, but honestly, it rarely works out. You need to take some time away from her. It works twofold. For one, absence may make the heart grow fonder. And two, you may find someone in that time who will reciprocate the feelings. Oh shit, I fucked up here. I fucked up. This Brooke guy, this is a different thing. But I've got the other one.
Hang on, no, this all works though.
It kind of works, it does work.
Yeah.
But there's another one as well. Oh no. Basically, keep all this in because I fucked up. There's another guy as well, and I'm really sorry, but he's going through the same thing.
It's unrequited love, isn't it?
Unrequited love with someone who you're a friend with. She doesn't want more, and so the other guy, and I feel horrific, and I apologise, whoever you are. He was saying it's torture. Like I really like this girl.
Yeah.
What do I do? Do I walk away or do I hang in there and stay friends with her? So it is a similar thing. That's why I've got it mixed up. I apologise. So George Smith was saying hang in there.
Yep.
Ethan Hopf was saying, so let me read his again, sorry. Mate, we've all been there, but honestly, it rarely works out. You need to take some time away from her. It works twofold. For one, absence may make their heart grow fonder, and two, you may find someone in that time who will reciprocate the feelings. Bitter pill to swallow, but the current course will drive you mad.
Yeah. So I have a similar story. When I was a kid, this girl just really fancied.
I think we've all been there, man. But go.
Well, I really liked her, and she ended up going out with my mate, and my mate knew that I liked her, and he was really sorry, but he really liked her as well. But because he's my mate at the time, I was like, you know what, it's okay. But it hurt. It hurt a lot. And but what actually happened is while we were all mates, something happened in my brain and it switched off, and I just stopped feeling anything for her really, and then went out on the smash. You know what I mean?
Lovely happy ending. Is that Walt Disney? Right. So hang on. What's your advice?
My advice is that it seems like a big deal now. It won't be, and she won't be the love of your life.
I think that's a great point. I tactically, I think you're probably the second person. I think it was Ethan, something like that. He's right. It's dangerous to go, I'm gonna kind of fuck you off a bit because you're then gonna like me.
No.
That does work sometimes.
It does work. So yeah,
but in the long run, you want it to be as simple as possible. You go, I like you and I can't help it. You like me, and you can't help it, and it's nice and simple.
Yeah, look, you got to be honest. If she's saying she doesn't want a boyfriend, but she just wants to fling it about, then
I think they're quite young.
Huh?
I think they're quite young, these guys.
Are they?
I'm guessing.
All right. Look, I mean, I don't know how old they are, but this is my advice. If you're in this situation,
fling it about.
Huh?
Emotionally fling it about. Saved it. It's fine. Allegedly.
What? Look, 16-year-old girls and boys are having sex.
Panicking.
You don't ignore it.
Okay.
Anyway, look, not everyone wants a boyfriend. Sometimes getting hold of a bird or getting hold of a bloke is fun, and it doesn't mean that there needs to be a relationship next to it. What she wants and what you want are two different things, and you have to respect that. But you should say to her, look, I really fancy you. I don't want this friend stuff. I want to be with you and in you. And what is that too much? And that's how I feel. And do you know what? She likely, based on my experience, she would like that blunt confidence. That will probably get her going. So that would be my advice. And just be prepared for if you get knocked back. But the minute you do go inside another woman, you will forget all about her.
Right.
That's good advice.
Adam, thoughts on this one?
I think you should hang in there, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you?
Interesting.
Huh?
Did you?
No, I just think if he's actually best friends with her and they're having little moments where they are...
It's gonna happen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, so keep chipping away.
But he can't be...
From my experience, people who were like best friends at school and everyone was like, oh, they definitely fancy each other. No, you don't. Eventually they ended up
Yeah.
Getting together, yeah. There's a lot of truth in that as well.
There's no right answer, really.
There is no right answer.
This
I
is
think
normal, though, isn't it? When you're in your teens, this is so normal.
And it's so, those feelings are so powerful.
Yeah, because you're just like, all
'Cause they're
hormones
new.
are flying, they're
And
new.
You don't have the experience of like, oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
Okay, right, I need to follow these steps to get through it.
If he does start going for other girls, I think that would give him a lot more power in this situation.
Yeah.
Makes it obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll get jealous.
Yeah, it seems like a crude way to deal with things, but it's not necessarily about making her jealous, but it just puts you in a position where she's seeing you as a sexual object now, and you are doing bits, and she will like that, and it will turn her on probably.
It's interesting.
And for you, you're just getting all of the fun.
And can I say, look, that's 3 different opinions. Everyone else, get in the comments.
Let him out, help him out.
Help this guy
Help
out.
this out. What's his
Well,
name?
both of them.
Brooke Williams.
And the other guy as well. I'm really, really sorry about that. I don't think he was the guy who used the word torture. I felt awful for him.
It does feel like torture.
It is, yeah.
But it passes, I promise you,
Yeah,
it
it
passes. And it
definitely passes.
doesn't, like, I remember that period, but I don't remember anything of what I felt, so.
A torture that will never pass is the pain that we're about to feel when Adam is no longer on the 1s and 2s. There from the start. Before it was one for the weekend. Before it was when it was at Long Ball Street.
Yeah.
He's been a mainstay, a go-to guy, a guy I've been able to look up and go, can you help me with this championship bit because he doesn't know anything? Stuff like that. Birds and that, he's been that's him. That's
I mean, that's
was created
night.
from
I mean,
him.
this is all night. What about on a personal level? How's he impacted your life?
On a person, are we doing that?
Yeah,
Oh,
because this is
sure,
like-
Adam is a absolute diamond. Gorgeous looking lad.
Yes.
He's got height, very slender, so he's going to age really well.
Good head of hair.
He's got a cracking head of hair, lovely little fade that he keeps up to
Does
date
persist
as
with the
well as he
fade.
can. But aside from that, lovely heart, very kind,
Well,
bit clumsy.
he is a little bit clumsy.
He is a bit clumsy,
Yeah.
but wants the best for others and importantly himself.
We'll
And
go
he's gonna-
above and beyond.
He will. And he will be a huge, huge success because he's very intelligent as well.
Yeah, you are. Shall I tell you a story?
Go on.
He's here and he's got this job because of me.
Thought that might.
Yeah, that might be the story. Isn't it? Adam, is that true or not?
You played a role.
Played a fucking role.
So
I birthed
what-
your career, you bitch.
Opened the gate.
So what I think you're saying is every success that he will have in the future really is.
My success. No, Adam knows how I feel about him.
And do you have anything you'd like to say to the people?
Not really. Just I love you all.
Are you?
Both of you. I'll miss you both a lot.
Ads, were
I
you?
genuinely, this podcast probably is the funnest part of the week.
Are you? Are you going to check in?
Oh fucking hell.
He'll be checking
He'll
it.
be checking in. That's all we want.
Can people
That's all
see?
we want.
Can people see your face just one last time?
Don't be
Pop
forgotten.
round, just pop round.
Don't forget us.
Go on, just pop round just one last time. Say bye, wave bye. You haven't got to say
The
anything.
amount of times through the last 2 years he's done things he didn't want to do, like this, like what he's about to do. He doesn't want to do this, but he's doing it for us.
Wherever you are, wherever you're listening to this, just give him a clap.
Come on!
Da-da-da. See you next week. It's about him.
You lose Riyad Mahrez, and they bring in Morrison.
Madison.
They bring in Morrison.
Madison.
Fucking hell, let's
He's
not.
on fire. He's on fire.
I watched once this porno got shared between my mates on a message board that we used to use, and it was a porn star with Tourette's, and they'd be going, hop! That's his fucking hop!
Listening.
Here we go, hop! Hop! Here we go, hop!
Oh, it's coming. Why are you telling us that?
Just pop back into it.
Walk it like I talk it.